In today's video, I want to give you guys an update on a PlayStation 4 JRPG that a lot of people are really looking forward to. I know a lot of you guys are probably busy with the Final Fantasy VII Remake, and yes, it's fantastic, but Trials of Mana is also coming out later this month, and that game looks quite good, and I want to give you guys an update on everything regarding that game, the game length, DLC not happening, why multiplayer was cut out, and more, so we'll highlight that. And also, Void Bastards coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch on May 7th. We'll go over that game as well, as it was really well received on PC, and excited to see that make the transition to the PS4 later in May. Alright, so first up, let's talk all about Trials of Mana. While most people are understandably focused on Square Enix's other relatively big remake, I mean, Final Fantasy VII Remake seems to have done colossal numbers, and given the situation in the world right now, the fact it's selling so well is a pretty big testament to how high quality of a game it is. But there's also Trials of Mana coming out later this month, and by the way, there is a free game demo available on this on the PlayStation 4. A lot of you guys played it, and a lot of you guys have seen in the comment section have thought pretty highly of it, so if you haven't checked that out yet, maybe that's something to look at. Far more ambitious than the 2018 Secret of Mana remake, the new Trials of Mana features a lavish visual makeover, revamped combat, and all new post-game content. That said, there have also been some things cut out, most notably the new Trials of Mana no longer features co-op play, and why that's happening, well, Trials of Mana producer Shinichi Tatsuke explained the decision in a recent interview. The original game Trials of Mana, with its top-down perspective, included an offline multiplayer mode. This time, we used an adjustable third-person perspective to enhance the feeling of being immersed in the world, so we don't include that option. We also considered online multiplayer mode, but in order to do that, we would have to incorporate additional elements specifically to make it enjoyable for online as well. This would have required us to split our time in creating a game that was enjoyable both offline and online. Instead, we thought that we would be able to create something better by focusing on it as a single-player game, and that's how the decision came to be. We are not planning to have multiplayer added through a future update either. Also in the interview, Tatsuke provided some information about Trials of Mana's length, saying it'll take around 25 to 30 hours to complete. However, the game should keep you coming back, as you can only select 3 of a possible 6 characters during each playthrough. Sounds like the game will be pretty replayable, and there's also no plans on post-game DLC. Now, I am very excited for this game in the sense that JRPGs is always going to be one of those genres that I'm into. Final Fantasy VII Remake, Persona 5 Royal, you know, those two games are definitely taking precedence for a lot of people and what they put their hours into, but Trials of Mana does have potential to be a high-quality title. Initially, I was thinking that maybe the $50 price point was a little bit too high, but playing the demo, that's very good, and also added to the fact that this is a pretty big remake. Obviously, it's not a remake at the grandiose scale of a Final Fantasy VII Remake, however, it's still pretty good for its own right based on what I've seen thus far. And if you don't know, Trials of Mana is a modern revival of the third game in the seminal Mana series. The game originally released in Japan as Seiken Densetsu 3 and has been fully rebuilt from the ground up in 3D. The game will be out April 24th, so be on the lookout for that. $50, again, is a little bit pricey, and I know a lot of you guys are on a tight budget right now, and there's only going to be so many games that you're willing to drop, you know, the entire amount on. Maybe it's a one you'll wait on a sale on, especially because you guys are probably busy with other JRPGs, but definitely keep it on your radar, and also do try out the free demo before you actually buy, because I think that could win a lot of people over. Again, for me, I wasn't that excited about the game a few months ago, but then playing the demo, that definitely heightened my interest in the game, and I think for a lot of you guys, it did the exact same thing, because that was a sentiment I was seeing over and over again when talking about Trials of Mana. Alright, moving on from that, I do also want to know Void Bastards. It's coming to PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch on May 7th. Void Bastards first launched on PC and Xbox One in May of 2019, and it's now coming to PlayStation 4 and Nintendo Switch on May 7th. Publisher Humble Bundle and developer Blue Manchu have announced. The Bang TYDY downloadable content will also be available to purchase on day one for $4.99. Kind of a bummer that they just don't throw in the DLC, but nonetheless, I guess it is what it is. Void Bastards has players take control of misfit prisoners of the Void Ark, each with unique traits as they jump from ship to ship across the Sargasso Nebula, scrounging for craftable gear, upgrades, and loot to ensure survival. Players are given a variety of different options to make their way across the nebula, from blowing up and looting everything in their path, sneaking around mutant citizens for key pieces of gear, or simply jetsoning everything into space. About the downloadable content, the Bang TYDY downloadable content adds a brand new organization to Void Bastards, along with a dangerous new opponent, a brutal new weapon, 3 new ships to explore, and the chance to gather much needed heart starters to keep your client alive in the dangerous nebula. Can you figure out how to stop the TYDY bot stealing your oxygen and picking up the junk you've been sent to collect? Again, the game had a very strong reception over on PC, very positive, 88% positive Steam reviews, 2,210 reviews, and an 81 on Metacritic as well. Notes that it's inspired by BioShock and System Shock 2, so that's some pretty high comparisons, and BioShock and System Shock 2 were both fantastic. Has a really slick art style as well. I have to say, if one thing stands out about this game right away, it has to be that art style, and it is an action roguelike FPS. Really cool game, and Humble Bundle has been publishing a lot of pretty interesting games, and I would definitely say that Void Bastards is one of their top games that they have published. I mean, they've published a lot of other titles. Temtem is a big one that's making waves on PC right now. Maybe we'll see that on consoles at some point. Aegis Defenders, you've got games like Wizard of Legend, One Step from Eden, which I would love to see on PS4 at some point. That game is fantastic, has vibes of a game like Mega Man Battle Network, so that's very good as well. But back to Void Bastards, it will be coming May 7th, and again, the DLC will be available on day one for $4.99. And that's going to conclude this video. Again, JRPG fans, you're definitely going to want to have Trials of Mana on your radar. I know you guys are busy right now. I know there's a plethora of other games coming out, but hey, May is looking very light. If you want to talk about game releases, May is a very quiet month of new game releases. You do have stuff like Ys Memories of Salsetta and a couple of other titles, but with things like Last of Us Part 2 being delayed, May is a relatively quiet month, and Trials of Mana might be a game that you can spend hours in that month. Also, Void Bastards, again, coming to PS4 and Nintendo Switch on May 7th. Be on the lookout for that. That's going to conclude this video. Sound off with all of your thoughts in the comments section down below. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Hey guys, we hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did, make sure to hit the subscribe button, and if you're already subscribed, do us a favor and hit the bell icon. This way you'll be notified whenever we post a new video. That's the best way to keep up with all of our uploads, and we usually try to upload 2 videos a day. And with the bell icon hit, you'll be notified whenever we do upload a video. As always, thanks for watching.